the Justin Robert Young podcast, brought to you as always by everybody who supports us at payjurydaily.com. Again, that is payjurydaily.com. Also, stickers are DIAF. We've got one more day on this sale, and I think I've got one more Diamond Club fanny pack left to sell. But we have that and the Diamond Club button packs that are now half price. So I think it's $8 for the fanny pack. It is $5 for the button packs for 10 buttons. Ain't never going to be cheaper. Trying to blow these motherfuckers out. So go ahead on over there, stickers or DIAF.com. But enough to talk about how we support the show. What do you say we just do the damn thing? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Back live, folks. Back live. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the conversation that we had on Monday with Golden Bell. Very excited to be working with them. Hopefully we have some cool announcements coming up soon on, a lot of cool business stuff, fun things in the pipeline. You never know if they're going to happen, but at least we got people putting things in the pipeline, which is good. However, we are back. We're back with our regular format. We're back at a regular time. We're back on Twitch TV/Justin R. Young. And folks, gotta tell you, my arms are tired. I've been spinning so many goddamn plates. I've just been doing all these things. Trying to get this album out. Trying to plan for South by. We're trying to plan a vacation in the summer, me and Ashley. We're doing a lot. But amidst all of it, Ash and I have had a good couple weeks where we're just kind of staying in and chilling out. It's good to just every once in a while take a load off. Always being so busy, running out, meeting people, doing things. It's a bother after a while. You just want to sit back and enjoy yourself while you're watching some TV. Yeah. So we've been watching a bunch of stuff. Watch both the Fire documentaries, Fire Fraud on Hulu. Watch the Fire on Netflix. Kind of crazy, those two documentaries. I don't know what to make about them. I do know that I got this to make about the Hulu one. I guess both of them make a real big deal about the fact that this is a millennial thing. Only on Instagram. Only with the millennials would you be able to pull this scam. This was a made in 2019, I guess 2016 moment. Influencers. A chaotic political system. Swipe up for success. Everybody's champing at the bit to alleviate a possible FOMO situation. I think that's stupid. I think that's dumb. I don't think that this was specifically a millennial situation. I think that there have been scams perpetrated on people, oftentimes rich people, since the beginning of time. The fact that we have new tools to run these scams is kind of inconsequential. What is amazing about the Fire Festival is amongst the fact that this con artist, Billy McFarlane, amongst all of it, he became so good at so dogged in running this con that he accidentally stumbled on an actually great brand identity. In fact, he stumbled on two of them. It's just the fact that he couldn't get that con artist shit out of his system, that he couldn't slow down, say, you want to know what? I've overpromised. If we scale back 75%, take the hit. Like, if he, on that Fire Festival shit, right? The problem was he just needed the money. It was a money churn. But if he had just said, at the point that it had hit its most popular, just said, all right, due to unforeseen situations, it's a first-year festival, due to unforeseen, limitations, we are going to slash the amount of people by a 75%, right? It's 25% of the people. Sure, you get less money, but now you're able to deliver. You refund a bunch of people. It's first come, first serve. Sorry, now we are a smaller organization, right? Give people back their money. Now you've created a more exclusive situation. You have made those tickets even more valuable. You could probably set up a secondary market at which you could take a cut, and you get everything that you want, which is the fact that the festival was a success. But again, he's a con artist, so none of these things really mattered. I do recommend watching both of them if you do have the means. I will say that the Hulu one does a better job of kind of explaining the pattern of con artistry behavior that is exhibited by Billy McFarland. The Netflix one has a lot more heart because it tells a lot more of its story through actual video of the proceedings, and has one of the greatest stories I have ever heard told on a documentary. Like, just bar none. Just one of the most amazing quotes that I've ever heard anybody say as part of a documentary, in which I won't even say. You'll know it when you see it. If you watch the Netflix Fire Festival documentary, there will be no doubt. You will know when this quote gets uttered. The dude says it with a straight face. Like, this is the kind of story that you could normally include as part of a documentary if somebody is saying that somebody else said it. But the fact that this dude is on camera saying, I was willing to go down to a Bahamian office and blank, clutch your pearls, Marie. This is scandalous. Yes, it is about the water biocow. But there's one Netflix series that we have not gotten to. We've not gotten to yet. And that is this one. There is a new Ted Bundy documentary up on Netflix. And Netflix is now begging their users to knock it off. No, don't stop watching. No, don't stop tweeting. But please, for the love of God, please stop saying that Ted Bundy's hot. This is an article from The Wrap. The latest example of a thirsty meme circling the web is the renewed notion that Ted Bundy, the serial killer who confessed to 30 homicides across 7 states, was smoking hot. Netflix wishes you'd stop saying it. The streamer's Twitter account has posted a statement in response to online reactions to both their own documentary series, Conversations with a Killer, the Ted Bundy tapes, and the new Sundance film starring Zac Efron, extremely wicked, shockingly evil, and vile. Quote, I've seen a lot of talk about Ted Bundy's alleged hotness and would like to gently remind everybody that there are literally thousands of hot men on the service, almost all of whom are not convicted serial murderers. The Wrap goes on. Of course, Bundy was certainly handsome. You're not helping, The Wrap. The Wrap, you're not helping. I know you might think you're helping. I'm telling you right now, you're not. You come right off there and say, well, of course he was hot. Don't say it. I mean, come on, you just need to go ahead and keep that one to yourself. Keep it close to the vest if you don't mind, okay? I mean, just treat it like Thanksgiving when Grandma's at the table. There's a certain amount of things that we all know that we ain't gonna say. We continue by the rap. He specifically used his charms and looks in order to ensnare his victims, exploit their trust, and then overpower them. The documentary series isn't the only reason the meme has surfaced. Critics have been torn over the film, extremely wicked, shockingly evil, and vile, as to whether the film romanticizes Bundy by casting a former teen heartthrob like Zac Efron in the role. A quote from the Rap's review of that movie: Efron is savagely convincing as the most psychologically layered performance of his career. The actor's persona as an attractive, clean-cut, straight white man groomed with the Disney machinery, further cemented by turns in bro-friendly comedies, has positioned him as the perfect choice to personify the kind of evil that festers beneath a wholesome facade neatly packaged for self-preservation. Which brings me to this question, dear listeners, dear viewers, dear Liza. Can you do both? Can you be a viewer who does both? Can you appreciate the fact that Ted Bundy might be a legit snack while also understanding in full the trauma that his murders caused to the families of the victims? Is there a world where we can be 100% on both, or naturally will one take from the other? Can you say, man, he's a real MILF murderer I'd like to fuck? Can he be a MILF? The most scandalous MILF of all time. Go ahead and email me your thoughts on that. JuRyDaily@gmail.com. Again, JuRyDaily@gmail.com. We got a lot of stuff here. We got a lot of great email. We begin with a segment that I am going to now refer to. If you ever have a question in life, we're going to codify that here with a segment I call, What Would JuRy Do? One of our favorite emailers of all time. If we were to make a JuRy emailer Hall of Fame, I believe the first inductee would be the young lady who has written in yet again, and that is Crunchy. Crunchy writes, so, I was with the same guy for 3 years. He had a slight cuck thing that he didn't admit to himself, but I was asked relatively frequently why I hadn't hooked up with anybody, even though I knew it was permitted and wouldn't be a deal breaker. For no reason other than feeling pressure to do so, I hooked up with somebody who worked at the taco shop, aka bar, that I frequent. Let's call him X. It was a one-time thing, and he's dealt with the fallout and my lack of interest well. Like, a couple times afterward, he would comment on if I drank too much and he didn't think I should drive. Then I would go back to his place and sleep on one end of his bed for a few hours, while he sat and watched South Park on the other side. He never touched me during those instances. Perfect gentleman. Fast forward a couple years, and I got myself a boyfriend. He's great. Shares my Buddhist values, makes my stories seem boring, and we work to improve each other and bring out the best. But the other day, after noticing some inconsistencies from him, it's complicated. I understand and accept the situation now. We had a conversation about the openness and honesty needed in our monogamish relationship, and my past problems with guys feeling the need to hide things from me, even when there was no real reason to. I introduced him to X the other day as someone to get shrooms from, so they will be staying in contact. Part of me says he doesn't need to know because it was years before our relationship. The other part of me is afraid that it might be mentioned and he'll find out anyway. Then I look untrustworthy and a hypocrite. What do I do? So, To strip away all the specifics here, we can get boiled down to a very basic concept. How do I express my past to somebody for whom I would like to have a future with? I have tried to live a life, stop me if you heard this one, that relies very heavily on public disclosure. I don't like to hide things all that much. I like to get the word out ASAP. So, I would say this. You should tell him. And I think that you should be fairly direct with it. I think, look, if he's somebody for whom makes your stories sound tame, then this should not be all that weird of a thing. And beyond that, like, what? You were in a relationship that was open. The guy was pressuring you to fuck somebody else. You did. And that's been it. No, he's just a shroom guy. To be totally honest, I think that we would probably be in a better world if everybody, I think that in general, it is a good sign of somebody's character if they are friends with their exes. That, to me, is one of those things that rarely lies. Rare do I meet somebody that is friends with their exes that's also a total piece of shit. It's usually a pretty good thing. Just because there's a million reasons why you can let something go to shit after a relationship is over. And nobody will really blame you. Nobody really says, like, oh, well, you need to be friends with your exes. And sometimes, look, things end badly. Sometimes things end on levels that are really kind of fucked up. And if that's the case, then you're not going to be your friend with your ex. But if you are, and I've tried to be, I've tried to stay in touch, at least, you know, if I ran into any of them on the street, except for one, she'd be really mad. Then I think we would have a good time. Otherwise, I'm in communication with them. I like them. They're still friends. So I think it's just a good idea, just in general. And as far as your relationship goes, I think that you're right to worry more about how you would come off if he found out around it and you were thinking and it was like a hiding situation. And do that. That's what JuRY would do. Cappy writes, this probably doesn't make for good show material, but I thought I could give you a shout out. I thought that you could give a shout out to one of the fallen. One of our fur babies, Sandy, passed away along the way to the Humane Society Saturday morning. She was struggling with a blood condition. She had a real good life, always happy and excited for her humans. We were there with her all day and night yesterday, and she loved car rides. She loved, and she got to have one last ride today. If there were any questions about the condition, feel free to ask. I kind of want to make the disease more known. I've had dogs around me my whole life, and I had never heard of this. Cappy, I give you a salute and a shout out to Sandy. You know, you got these upbeat numbers coming out of these goddamn death dedications. I'm just saying, it's an upbeat number, and I got a dead dog. I got to go to these upbeat fucking numbers. All right. Let's go ahead and get into the irrational fast food defense. Irrational fast food defense. I asked, fucking ponderous, man. I asked you guys for a fast food restaurant that you irrationally defend to the death. For whatever reason, Dunkin' Donuts is mine. I will always defend it. I don't give a fuck what you say. I will tell you that it's better. Dunkin' Donuts is better than you think. I'm not saying it's good for you. I'm saying it's good for me. Phil writes, my irrational fast food defense is for Sonic. I grew up in Texas, and they were just part of the landscape. Better still, and to your interest, they sold steak nuggets. I ate a lot of those. But then in high school, I moved to Florida, and there were no more Sonics. Absence made the heart grow fonder. Sonic grew in my memory, and to be the greatest fast food in the world. I would tell people about how great it was whenever fast food came up. And then, I moved back to Texas after college and I ate a lot of Sonic. It's okay. There was one by my house. They still sold steak fingers back then. But I had reached a point in my life where I understood that Wendy's was way better. But Sonic would always have that special place in my heart, even when the tots are overcooked. Weirdly, when I moved back to Florida a few years later, there were now Sonics here. I go every now and then, and they don't sell steak fingers anymore, and everything they do sell tastes like onion rings. Now I tell everybody that Taco Cabana is the greatest fast food place that we don't have here. Will writes, Dunkin' Donuts is the best. I had no idea that they were heavily regional, but I guess something has to trade off for your good weather. Over the summer, I was traveling for work to Elkhart, Indiana for about 5 weeks. Elkhart wasn't exactly flush with breakfast options. Since I was on the corporate card, I'd pick up breakfast and coffee every morning instead of the free garbage at the hotel. At the end of the project, I went to fill out my expense report and had 20 identical charges from D&D for $5.54. It's the closest I've ever come to becoming a regular, which has been a life goal of mine, although I'd always imagined I'd more likely be doing so at a bar. Slogging through an 80-hour work week. Thanks for keeping me company. If it helps, Dunkin's a delight. Brett writes, a fast food restaurant I will defend to my dying breath, Panda Express. The locations are dingy and they aren't updated nicely like a modern Chick-fil-A or McDonald's. They haven't adopted many healthier options like their competitors, and they make food in such big batches that if you walk in at the wrong time, which is most of the time, you'll be getting stale food. And I don't care. Their orange chicken, when it's good, it's the best. Their crab rangoons, delightful. It's all just mounds for sodium masquerading as Chinese food, but I'm here for it. I live in a house divided, by the way. My girlfriend hates Panda Express and loves Chipotle. Count me out on Chipotle. And finally, Connor. Connor writes, Publix. Oh, yeah, now you're talking. Now you're talking, Bubba. Publix, literally the pinnacle of the grocery experience. Fresh sushi, bakery, deli, can't be beat. Also Whataburger, because only because there's 5 minutes from my high school and we'd go there every day for lunch. Let me just tell you a little bit something about let me just tell you a little something about a pub sub. Let me just tell you a little something about a pub sub right now. I'm just trying to let you know right now a little something about a pub sub. So not only you roll into a Publix, you go ahead and get a Publix sub. Now you're gonna have one of two choices, and you better choose wisely. You can get the Publix brand meats, or you can get the Boar's Head brand's meats. Now, look, if you're a workaday man, just a little Joe six-pack, you're not trying to go crazy. Those Publix meats, look, they're fine. They're fine. They're good. They're going to get you from point A to point B. It's still a pub sub. There's a lot of unique elements to it that make it a pub sub. You're going to be good. But if you want to treat yourself, I mean, brother, when I say you want to treat yourself. Now, look. Those Publix meats, they're good. They're great. In fact, I'll take the Pepsi challenge with those Publix meats any old day of the fucking week. But this one, these boarheads, they're a fucking madman. Now look, I've been to Wegmans. I've gotten plenty of Wegmans subs. They don't fucking touch a Publix sub. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm going to let you know right now. Look, I got much love for Wegmans. I love me some Wegmans. Wegmans, too much bread. I don't like it. And for whatever reason, they don't offer the Boar's Head option when it comes to the meats. The Boar's Head option is crucial. But here is the best part of a pub sub. And you don't realize it, man. It's what puts it ahead of even really, really good sub shops in general. You realize you can get anything you want. Man, do you want an Arizona iced tea? Oh, you can get it. Oh, do you want a fountain soda? You can get that too. Oh, wait a minute. You don't want to be beholden to the brand of chips that has made their deal with the sub sandwich place to make sure that they get placement by the register? You want to go ahead and get another kind of chips? You want to go ahead and get some chips and salsa? You want to go ahead and get anything you want? You want to go ahead and get a side of pizza bagels? Oh, you're going to get it at Publix, where shopping is a motherfucking pleasure. Got a little heated. Sorry. Sponsor me, Publix. I want to give a shout out to our producers, the Jen, PD Rave, Non-Specific, Rock and Roll, Martian, Joe Acosta. Whoa! James, the OG, Brito. Whoa! Matthew B. Go ahead and sign up for our stickers or DIAF mailing list. bit.ly/stickers or DIAF. Email jurydaily@gmail.com. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat at Justin R. Young. And you can join our Discord, bit.ly/jury Discord. Ladies and gentlemen, that about wraps it up for us today. I will see you all tomorrow. This is your old pal, Justin Robert Young, letting you know to please give a round of applause to Mr. Wacky. But more importantly, please, don't.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.